Good day, everyone. Pastor Loranda LeDrew here. I have an update for you guys. I haven't been on for a bit. We've been so busy, but I have some updates for you just to run down some quick information here. Anyway, welcome to the Global Salvation Prophecy Station. First, I want to tell you where the gospel can be found, and that is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 to 4, and the ABCs of salvation are in the description box below. So, a lot is going on again, folks. We have had a lot of train derailments. We are up to number 14. The latest one was in Minnesota, but then we had another one again since that now, which is number 15, and that one was in Montana. And there is a lot of toxic fire burning because of all these chemical spills and that. And all of these derailments has caused a lot of hazard fumes. Chemicals has gotten into the air, the water supply. Some are calling it terrorist attacks, while others are saying that it is done to slow down or stop the food supply and transportation on goods. So I think it all has a little bit of a play in there. Also, 10 barges in the Ohio River in Kentucky had broken away from a tugboat, and it had crashed. They actually went downstream and crashed into each other, and it spilled over 14 it says 100 tons, but I think they said now is more like 14,000 tons of methanol that has gone into the river. This is expected to contaminate the waters and kill a lot of fish. And I'm sure that a lot of that will get into the air and create havoc there as well. Now, I know a lot of it will dissipate as it gets into the air, but how many people will it actually reach before that happens? So, 2 U.S. Black Hawk helicopters have gone down in Kentucky. This happened a few days ago. 9 soldiers are dead when they collided in the air during a night training exercise. So, um, also, guys, by now we've heard about the shooting in the Nashville Christian Church, and 7 people there are dead, including 3 young kids, 3 adults, and the young shooter, which uh, was said to be a young man, but identified as a female. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's horrible. Just can you imagine what all the families has to go through? I mean, 9 soldiers are dead. So that's probably 9 different families that is going through heartbreak and such a huge crisis there right now. Plus, then the 3 young kids, the 3 adults, and then of course the family of the shooter. I mean, everybody suffers. So, guys, please send prayers out to those families because it's the coming days is going and weeks, of course, is going to be hard for them. So they'll need all the prayers that they can get. So, meanwhile, there were 60 earthquakes reported yesterday in Yellowstone Lake. Now, I'm saying yesterday, but this was actually, again, probably 3 or 4 days ago. One of the quakes was 3.7 and the other one was 3.1. And they're right in the middle of the lake, and the power was off in that area. I'm not sure if it's been restored yet or not. But any quakes in that area at all is not good because that area is so vulnerable. It can set off what they call the big one. And the U.S. Geological Survey's reports are not telling us the truth, and that there are many quakes going off that is not even being reported by this site, but is being reported by other sites. Also, they are taking those quakes and downsizing them shortly after they occur. I know there's like 7.1, 7.2, and then when you go back, they got it like a 6.1 or 2, or they downgrade them. And why? I have heard that they are doing this to try to keep things looking normal when they know that the quakes are completely off the charts and bigger and happening more often than ever before in history. But they are not wanting the people to see that. Their explanation is they don't want to scare the public and cause chaos and people looting and all these crazy things. But the fact is that we are being lied to, and they are happening, and they are playing with the numbers and downsizing them to make them look like they are on the normal scale, but it's not. It's actually more often and more bigger than ever recorded before. So just keep an eye on that. Sometimes when the quake happens, it'll come in like 7.5. So usually when you see that and then you go back later and it's probably 6.1, you know that 7.5 is more closer to and accurate of what the quake actually was than what they tell it to be after they play with it. So anyway, the quakes are off the scales and they are getting bigger and more powerful and happening more frequent than ever before. So, in some other news, guys, Iran strikes U.S. base and 1 dead, 5 wounded. We probably already heard about that one. Israel wants to form a new national guard. Now, we know the other day that they were saying that there was some type of military coup happening in Israel. So I think that got stopped after. Military wanted to come in and take over the government. So that would not have been good. But that has been stopped as far as I know. So everything I think is still going ahead as usual there. There's news reported that the TD banks in Canada is expected to go digital later this month. Now, I heard of it happening somewhere around the 24th of April. I am not 100% sure about this. This is just some news that we have heard. You can do your own research on that. We're still waiting for updates on it. So if we do get any updates, we will let you know. Tornadoes again. I guess we've been hearing that in the news. Tornadoes are off the charts as well as the earthquakes. And many in the US have been killed, and a lot of destruction in property, and that is happening. And I know that there is one taking place down there today that is causing some problems for the people in the towns and that there. So guys, pray for these people. The tornadoes has been unreal down there, and it's just intensifying day by day. And we know it has a lot of sometimes doing with stuff that's coming in from the sun and that as well. So pray for those folks. Anyway, the oil has jumped by 7 to 8% after a surprise cut by OPEC as they cut their production. Prices went up to $80.98 a barrel, and Brent just jumped from 67 to 84.32 a barrel. So you can expect an increase in the price of gas and diesel in the near future. And I don't know about anybody else, but we have already been noticing this past few days that the prices has gone up probably 10 plus cents a liter, and it just kind of bounces back and forth here and there, but it is increasing, so we can probably expect bigger increases coming in the near future on that one as well. There is so much going on in the world that we can't keep up with a lot of it. We're just touching up on some that we think should get put out there right now while we're waiting on reports on other stuff. So as things comes in, I will let you know. Anyway, guys, that's it for this report. I will be back as more comes available. Please subscribe and share this channel. If you need a Bible, we will send you one for free. Just email us. Our address is in the description box below, as well as the links to this broadcast and where we get a lot of our research and our information. And a lot of it can be found in those links. So if you want to do your own research, read up on it, get some more information, a little bit more detail, then you can go to those links and check it out there. And you'll also find the ABCs of salvation in the description box. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope you're all having a great evening. Take care and God bless.